Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me to address this second Sabadell Smart Congress. I warmly welcome this initiative that brings together professionals, researchers, academics, and students to exchange innovative ideas that, I'm certain, will contribute to transforming our cities into smart cities, into the cities of the future. Today we are more and more interconnected and dependent on each other. Technology has reduced the distance that separated us in the past. The same goes for our economies. Today we are more and more confronted by challenges that rise from globalization, challenges that go beyond national borders. Cities know this well. Cities around the world, no matter where they are, share common problems such as poor air quality, high levels of noise, problems linked to waste management, greenhouse gas emissions, and water scarcity. Challenges that are part of a bigger picture that needs to be addressed on a more global scale. Let me briefly explain what I see as two major global challenges ahead of us. The first one is global population growth. Projections are that by 2050 the number of people living on this planet will increase by 2 billion. This means that there will be 200,000 more people every day. The second challenge is the depletion of natural resources, such as water, raw materials, land, and energy. It is estimated that as global population increases, we will need 3 times more resources than we use today, 140 billion tons annually by 2050. The demand for food, feed, and fiber is projected to increase by 70%. But already today, growing global demand is putting pressure on resources. Their prices are rising fast, supplies are less certain, and competition for resources between companies and also between countries is growing. All this clearly shows that our future will be very much shaped by how well we manage these existing limited resources: water, land, energy, oceans, raw materials, biodiversity, ecosystems, and of course the complexity of their interactions. It is clear that a transition from our current resource-intensive growth model to one that is more resource-efficient or smarter, if you prefer, is inevitable for all our economies and for all our cities. The importance of this is more or less already understood worldwide. The 2012 Earth Summit did not lead to the ambitious outcome many, including myself, had hoped for, but it did reach a very important milestone, a renewed commitment in favor of a global transition towards a green economy. This in itself is a very important achievement, but the real success of the 2012 Earth Summit will depend on us. It will depend on how we translate these great words into real and concrete change. We are now working towards a post-2015 framework which aims at delivering a decent life for all the people, while respecting the limits of our planet. Just like the Millennium Development Goals have been a catalyst in the past, the post-2015 framework can provide the catalyst with which the eradication of poverty and sustainable future for all can be achieved. As policymakers, our responsibility is to provide the framework to make this transition possible. But it is cities that will need to lead the way. It is through innovative ideas such as those that you are presenting today at this forum that we can make the transition a reality. What we need is to rethink the way we function, the way we produce and consume. We need to build the basis for a different quality of growth in order to ensure a prosperous, inclusive and sustainable future. Innovation will be key to finding solutions which optimize efficiency while minimizing environmental impact. Research will also contribute to this transition. In the European Union Research and Innovation Programme Horizon 2020 will support research in the fields of energy and environment, aiming to make the European Union economy and society more resource efficient and more resilient to the impacts of climate change. The European Union Environment Action Programme, which entered into force on 17 January and which will support our work in the coming years, sets 3 main priorities: protecting and enhancing our natural capital, turning our economies into resource-efficient, sustainable and competitive low-carbon economies, and safeguarding our citizens from environment-related pressures and risks to their health. These priorities will be reflected in our every action and should be, I strongly believe, translated into every initiative taken by cities, whether in European Union or outside. In the same spirit, in the European Union, We are also working on developing urban environmental performance criteria. We have set in place a European Green Capital Award, which rewards those cities that are leading the way. The current holder of this title is Copenhagen. Previous winners include Stockholm, Hamburg, Vitoria-Gasteiz and Nantes. These cities have clearly shown that strong and smart environmental policies are key condition for a healthy and prosperous society. They have clearly shown that the environment is an essential precondition for the long-term prosperity that decision makers ought to be achieving. I wish you a fruitful discussion and I thank you for your attention.